Happening today, a first-hand look. Governor Brian Kemp and Department of Health Commissioner Dr. Kathleen Toomey are planning to tour a vaccine clinic at the Kroger in Brookhaven. The two making a stop in Cobb County yesterday at the vaccination drive-through site at Jim Miller Park. Governor Kemp announcing Georgia hit a major milestone, 1 million doses administered so far, but demand is still outpacing supply. Even as more vaccines become available to Georgia, the state is still having a hard time getting ahead in this COVID battle. The state reporting 135 more lives lost yesterday to the virus. That's higher than our current weekly average. And 3,800 new infections reported, a number slightly below our 7-day average. And with COVID numbers still showing no signs of slowing down, schools reopening has become a major priority. Some Georgia teachers are begging to be moved to the front of the line when it comes to getting a COVID-19 vaccine. But the CDC, the new director there, says they need to wait their turn. Mara Sirianni joining us live now from outside the CDC in Atlanta with more on the position from both sides of this debate.
Well, Sheba, this is likely what many educators do not want to hear. But as you mentioned, the CDC's new director made some comments yesterday, and she says that schools can safely reopen whether or not those teachers and educators have been vaccinated. The remarks were made Wednesday during a White House coronavirus briefing. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky said scientific data proves that students and teachers with masks and social distancing can be safe from the virus in a classroom setting, and that teachers shouldn't wait to get the vaccine.
Vaccination of teachers is not a prerequisite for safe reopening of schools.
The educators are scared.
President of the Georgia Association of Educators, Lisa Morgan, says a lot of schools require social distancing or masks, but she says there's no enforcement. Morgan says schools should look at requiring masks, social distancing, smaller class sizes, a proper ventilation system, frequent testing, and wait to see a decline in positivity rates.
We need to talk about all those conditions that must be present.
Parents and teachers took to social media to debate the CDC director's comments that vaccines are not a prerequisite for teachers going back to the classroom. Quote, "Tell that to teachers, staff, and bus drivers who have died," said one. "We've been open all year and we've been okay," said another. Morgan says vaccines will help, but they're not a silver bullet.
As the vaccination becomes available, I do believe that's another strategy added that will help educators feel more comfortable.
And now during his first 100 days in office, President Biden has said kids in grades K through 8 need to return to the classroom. It is important that they return for in-person learning, he says, even if those teachers have not been vaccinated.
One of his goals in the first 100 days in office, President Biden, to get all of the kids back to school. Pediatricians are now making a plea to help administer the COVID-19 vaccine. Coming up in the next half hour, why they say they can get the job done.